What's up, my Fina loves? It's Miss Fina D coming to you all from the Entertainment News. This is the first day since Sunday that I've been able to breathe a little, that I have a voice. My throat is not hurting. And yeah, thank God for that. I'm being positive. Most of you are aware that the allergies be kicking my butt all through the year, but especially when it gets hot, the pollen, all that stuff. And so I'm just going through it, but I'm grateful. And that's why it took a few days to post this video. But hey, I have my voice back. So thank you, God. Like I always say, the God bless attitude, being positive at all times, seeing the good in every situation. So, yes. All right. And my birthday is May 15th. My birthday is coming up, Taurus. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. So, let me set it up for you, for those of you who did not watch Porsha's show. Basically, the first episode, it started with, this very interesting opening, fairy tale opening. And, Porsha has been a narrator and all of that. It was cute. And then, it's basically just went from what she was going through on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, just basically spilled into her show. This whole house situation, where they're going to live, and then it's having a problem with the traffic and Duluth being far and all of that. I've lived in Atlanta for a long time. I even lived in Duluth at one point, and I know exactly what Dennis is talking about. I used to have to drive from Duluth, Georgia every day to Buckhead because I work for a company out there. Now I work for myself 100%. I'm no longer working for anybody else, so I don't miss that at all, having to drive and go through all of that mess. But Nene Leakes live in Duluth, because you guys know that Porsha moved into the same community as Nene. Trina Braxton Bar Chicks is in Duluth, right at the intersection of Pleasant Hill Road and Peachtree Industrial. I drive by there all the time. No, I didn't go to the club looking like that. As you can see, it still looked kind of gloomy outside. The sun wasn't even up yet. I got up, threw on my jeggings, the leggings that looks like jeans, threw on my little cover up, and was running my errands. And as I'm driving the plaza that I normally cut through to get to Medlock Bridge Road, I'm cutting through that plaza, and I'm like, Bar Chicks? Oh, so this is where Trina Braxton Bar is? I'm like, this is my area. So early in the morning, the parking lot is empty. No one is there. I got out of my car, and whoever the person I was with at the time, I said, just, record me thick walking back and forth. Dr. Jackie, Dr. Simone, Dr. Heavenly, all of their practices and all of that is in Duluth, Georgia. You go up the street past Trina Braxton restaurant, go past a few lights on Nene Leakes stores in Duluth, Georgia, off of Sugarloaf Parkway. So Duluth is popping. And so I'm very familiar with Duluth because that's my stomping ground, okay? So I know exactly what Dennis is talking about. That traffic is no joke, all right? So now that would mean owning my own company, and I should say companies. I only really go downtown if I really have to. So that's a blessing. But when I had to drive because I work for somebody else, did not like that at all. So I see where he's coming from with the traffic and wanting to move and all of that. I also 100% understand what Porsha is going through, because she felt like, look, man, I, moved into my ex-husband's house, and it was his money and everything was his. And then when, he filed for divorce, I had to move back into my mom's house. Now I worked, I saved my money, I bought me a house, and now you're telling me I have to give my house up and move in with you? Because no one goes into a marriage or into a loving relationship expecting no worse. Like, oh my gosh, divorce gonna happen. You go in there, being positive, being optimistic and things like that. But because of her experience, her previous experience, she's saying to herself, look, man, what happened if the same thing happened again? And now, I'm in the same situation. But Porsha The advice that I would give is that Dennis did not sell his house. Regardless if it's TV or reality, Dennis did not sell his house, his condo, whatever. He rented it. So that's a nice little income, between all of the other checks that they're getting. Having a rental property is a nice, income as well. So Porsha, if you don't want to sell your house, the two of you can buy a house together where both names is on there, and then you can rent your house. I'm sure there are people out there who want to rent your house. You can rent your house and all of that. I also want to quickly point out that sometimes when a relationship is in a phase and it's the beginning and, this love and all this different stuff that's happening, or things are going so fast, you overlook important things. Now, this could all just be for TV, but let's just say we are following exactly what Porsha and Dennis are doing and we take it seriously, okay? Dennis looked her in her eyes and told her that he sold his home, he sold his condo, whatever. He used the word sold. And then she found out that he did not. It was rented. And they just briefly brush over that. Now, I'm sure probably behind the scenes they talk about it or whatever, but that's not something you quickly brush over. You know what I'm saying? The same way how text messages and certain conversations happened between him and his ex, and it was just like, oh, Dennis, you are wrong in this, and they quickly brush over that. I understand you don't want to come on TV and go through this big mess, because that's still your man, and you don't want to show him in a negative light, and then people start bashing him, but then you also have to sit there with a smile on your face like, I love him, he loves me, I get it. But those are not things that you just brush over. He didn't sell his house, he's renting it, but then he's telling you to sell yours. You know what I'm saying? So, girl, keep your eyes open and be careful. But like I said, sometimes people just say and do things just for the show, but behind closed doors, probably none of that is even happening. It's all just for entertainment. So that's why I always take these things with a grain of salt. Porsha have established herself in a way where financially, if something happened in her marriage, her relationship, she have enough money where she can just move on and buy another house, But before, she didn't have it like that, and that's why that whole Cordell situation happened. So that's one, with Dennis, things being in the basement and all of that. So that's the argument they were having. She said on the Breakfast Club, she physically went to look at houses, but mentally she wasn't in the same space. And then Dennis went and made a down payment on the house, and she felt like that was disrespectful, because when it comes to buying a house, that's a huge commitment, and both parties should be able to talk about it. It's not a situation where it's like, the romantic Jaheim video where he bought a house and she pulled up and yes, your house, the key and all of this, that's cute and all. But when you are building a marriage and a family, then of course you want to have those conversations. She was on a Breakfast Club and she was very open. She said how she slept with Dennis on the first date, and I mean, they're grown, do whatever. Nobody's judging nobody here. She met him at his club and they had conversations here and there, but eventually they went out on the first day. So it wasn't that she met him that day and they went out and things happened. She's known him here and there for, a few weeks, a month or whatever. And then when she finally agreed to the first date, they stayed the entire day together. She even spent the night at his house. They slept together, and then he told her he loved her before anything happened. And then at the end of the day, that's about to be her husband, right? So she's good. She says she's big on energy. It's all about energy and who I'm vibing with. So, kudos to them. Also, too, you have people out there who spend 8 years, 10 years in a relationship, get married, and within a year, the marriage is over. And then you have people who met, moved in quickly, got married quickly, and 30, 40 years later, they're still together. So no judgment there. Do you It all depends on the people and how life works, So, but I was just saying I only said that to say how transparent she was. Like, yep, happy on the first night. I'm not going to hide that. Like, she beat around the bush a little bit, but then she was like, yep, we're grown. Exactly. You are grown. And then she quoted Drea. And so Porsha says she's about to be a wife and she's a mother and she have a child. So that phase in her life should also be deleted. And they all just laughed about it. So admitting that she was and now she wants it deleted, whatever the case might be, they were just having a conversation. So that was that. The next thing was Porsha, and Porsha is spoiled, okay? And basically, if you watch the episode and you just literally looked at the episode and took what she was saying, then you would be like, okay, why did you get pregnant? Why did you want a baby? Because it sounded like she just wanted the title of I'm a mom, but not the responsibility that comes with being a mother. Because she's talking about the nurse at the house and her mother-in-law moving in and her mom. And I get it. You need your family and the first few months and all of that. But then you have to do the work because you are a mom. Okay, so based on how she was talking, it was just like, I love the title, a wife and a mother, but not the responsibility that come with it. But I'm sure it's all for show. That on the Breakfast Club, she talked about not breastfeeding and that PJ just wouldn't accept her breast milk and all of that. And then because of that, she wasn't, getting enough milk and all of that. And PJ was losing a lot of weight. And so it was, am I going to sit here and watch my daughter starve because, or am I going to feed her? So she had to put her on formula. So she's not breastfeeding right now. I'm going in between of the show and the Breakfast Club because she had an interview on this morning on the Breakfast Club. So that was that. And then, of course, you guys saw Porsha got mad, walk upstairs when Dennis talked about the house. I also love the moment where Dennis respectfully put his mother in check. Like, I understand your feedback. I respect you, Mom. But this is my relationship. I'm the one marrying Porsha, not you. So you are not about to come in here and tell me what to do, how to do it, how to move with my wife to be. Because at the end of the day, I'm still going to be the one in it. And that's true. All of your friends and people can have things to say and give you advice. But when that door closes at night and you're there with that person, the two of you have to live with each other and all of that. So you have to figure that out. I understand where his mom is coming from as far as she had to let you lead, be the man of the family and all of that. But, he can still be the man and lead and all of that without being controlling or without Porsha feeling like she's being walked all over. And, she have a voice in this relationship a lot compared to her last one. So I'm sure she's going to be speaking up a lot in this one because of her past experience. And then, of course, they had the baby shower. Our girl Kenya Moore was up in there. And once that aired, then you have people saying, oh, that's why Kenya supported and posted up Porsha because she's in it. No, she posted Porsha before without it being on TV. They just met at an event and they posted each other. So, it's all good. Listen, I am all for when people show you who they are, believe them. However, who wants to live their life with hatred and grudge? Yes, you can forgive someone and also watch them from a distance, right? You don't have to build a friendship and a bond with them. However, if you forgive someone and you want to move on that way, do what you got to do because you provided second chances. Now, if the same thing happened again, now you know what's up, Everyone deserves a second chance. If it happens again, like the girls, they all gave, what's her name? Second chance, right? Nene. And then the same things keep happening. So I think at this point, Cynthia, Bill, and everybody else have learned their lesson. But anyways, let's focus on the baby shower. I'm going to bring these girls up because of the baby shower. with Kenya going to the baby shower, we already know Nene wasn't going to be there. So the whole story about she was out working and in Canada and then flew back for Floyd Mayweather birthday party, then flew back to all that stuff. But you missed your little sis baby shower. It was 100% because Kenya Moore is going to be there. And that was that. Let's just keep it real. But Nene is never going to admit to that. But that's that. Cynthia Bailey was there. Shamia was there. Monique from the Real Housewives of Potomac was there. Shamari, Eva, Tanya. They all came. They had a great time. Kenya had some conversations with Porsha and everything, looked great. Porsha did say that Kenya been calling, checking on her, texting her, sending her advices, mommy advices and all of that, and things are good between them. So that's great. We shall see if Kenya comes back. Porsha also talked about that on the Breakfast Club today, that she's someone who wants her fans to see everything. And so she putting her life out there like that. She don't care. Whereas, Kenya wanted to be private about some parts of her life. And so she said, I didn't want what happened to Kenya to happen to me. Okay, and I quote. And so they were like, what do you mean? And she was like, keeping certain things about her life off the show, and then that whole situation happened. But like I said, I stand by Kenya for saying, this is my marriage. I'm not going to look at what happened to Eva. Yes, Eva's wedding was beautiful. She's married. Congratulations. But I'm sure other people were there, like the Daily Mail, and other people did the home video, and Eva have her home video that shows her wedding through her eyes. But as far as the people who just watch her wedding because of Bravo, you saw Nene a lot. Then the whole bridesmaid situation. Okay? Who wants to have their special day be tainted? Cynthia Bailey. Getting married, happy. And what happened? The sister and the mother hiding the marriage certificate. Nene Leakes wedding special had drama too. So yeah, the check is good and all of that, but for what? So this one day that I've waited for all of my life to be tainted by negativity? No, thank you. You know what I'm saying? This is not me saying anything negative with the girls. I'm just saying maybe those are the reasons why Kenya chose to just do it her way and in private. So that's that. And what else? The part with Gary with the T from Ricky Smiley Morning Show. He's very hilarious. I love that part. Gary had me laughing during their shopping trip. And when Dennis came up during the baby shower to do his stand-up and people were not laughing and Gary was walking around with the sign for people to laugh, I thought that was funny. Their photo shoot at the beginning, when she brought the hot dog out, it reminded me about Phaedra and Apollo and the Picos. But it was cute. They had some funny moments and stuff like that. So Porsha is still with Dennis. They still look happy on the gram. You never know what's happening behind the scene. But as far as Instagram goes, they look happy. And so that just tells me that regardless of what happens on the show, they're still together. They're still good. So I'm wishing them the best. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here, my final loves. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also, turn on notifications so when I do post, you are aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.